And you thought I was kidding when I said that things are becoming all Vecna all the time. GameMasters here, and it looks like Beadle and Grimm may have leaked some stat blocks from the new Vecna Eve of Ruin, specifically for Illustrial Silverhand and the Citadel Spider. In their promos for their Platinum Edition of Vecna Eve of Ruin, we are given several product shots, close-up images of some maps, a nice detailed image of the Rod of Seven Parts, a few custom coins, a temporary tattoo, which is kind of neat looking, and buried in them is a shot of what they are touting to be encounter cards. These are oversized cards that feature artwork on one side and the stat block on the other. And you can see here that the image itself of the Citadel Spider stat block is very blurred out. But in another section is a non-blurry shot of the same image. Given it's a touch pixelated, but we can make out a fair amount of it. It appears that the Citadel Spider is a giant monstrosity, typically neutral evil. Has an armor class of 18, 20 d20 plus 150 hit points, a speed of 50 feet, and a climb of 50 feet. It has a strength of 26, dexterity of 10, constitution of 21, intelligence of 6, wisdom of 12, and a charisma of 9. It has condition immunities from being charmed, exhausted, and frightened, blind sight of 30 feet, dark vision of 120 feet, and a passive perception of 11. It has a challenge rating of 18. It's got legendary resistance, meaning that it can choose to succeed should it fail a saving throw. It has spider climb, allowing it to climb difficult surfaces, including upside down, without needing to make an ability check. It also has web walker, which allows it to ignore restrictions caused by webbing. For actions, it can multi-attack, making 2 bite attacks, or it can replace one of those with web bomb. Bites do 2d10 plus 8 piercing damage plus 2d6 poison damage, and its web bomb does 2d10 plus 8 bludgeoning damage, with the target and all creatures within 10 feet needing to make a dexterity save, else they will take 3d6 acid damage and be restrained until the start of the spider's next turn. The Citadel Spider has Absorb Blow for a reaction, in which once it's been hit with an attack, the spider's carapace absorbs some of the blow, reducing the damage it takes by 2d10. Now, even though it was fairly pixelated, it wasn't really terribly difficult to decipher what its stat block was. Illustrial Silverhand, on the other hand, well, she's far more pixelated, but we can still make a few things out. As best I can decipher it, her description reads, Lady Illustrial Silverhand, called the Shining Lady, had been an influential wizard and promeneer of good something, Toril, for centuries. Illustrial is one of the 7 sisters, immortal daughters of Mystara, a god of magic. The divine, again, something, Mystara passed to Illustrial grants Illustrial something power over arcane magic. Illustrial, by all appearances, is a human woman with something and something, her supernaturally something. She typically wears long robes and something, her staff of silvery moon. As for her history, now, that's a good chunk of words that's difficult to muddle through, but some of the words do stick out. The opening, for example, reads, like other chosen of Mystara, Illustrial is concerned with, and from there things kind of get pretty pixelated. While we can pick out words like Toril, Silvery Moon, Ladies' College, Faerun, Mages, much of it is kind of difficult to unscramble. Now, before we dive into Illustrial's stat block, I first want to thank these pixel supporters. Their contributions to the channel have been outstanding, and I cannot thank them enough. They make it possible so that I don't have to take on sponsored ads, and of course we all skip those anyway. And if you'd like to see about supporting the cause by becoming a Patreon or YouTube member, I'll leave a link down in the description, and of course you'll get my undying thanks, and I'll add you to this ever-growing list. For Illustrial's stats, it appears that she has an AC of 15, something d8 plus maybe 128 hit points, might be 32 d8, and a speed of 30 feet. Her strength is 12. Looks like her dex might be a plus 5, so that would be either a 20 or a 21. Her constitution is 18. Her intelligence is a plus 7, and with it being a sharp line, maybe that's a 24. Her wisdom is 23, and charisma also looks to be a 23. Her saving throws are difficult to make out, and it looks like she's got something in arcane and religion for skills. She has damage resistance to radiant and damage immunity to poison. She has a conditional immunity to being charmed, enchanted, or possessed. And it looks like she knows Common, Draconic, and Eldritch for languages, and has a challenge rating of 20 something. I can't really make out what that second number would be. She has Ear of the Chosen, and while it's difficult to read, I get from this that someone can speak her name and she will hear what they are saying. And this is similar to an ability called Ears of the Oracles found in the Mystic Odysseys of Theros book. Illustrial has legendary resistance and special equipment. All that I can make out is the name of her staff, the staff of Silvery Moon. And I doubt seriously that that actually says Staff of Penis. Maybe it says Staff of Panic. For actions, she has multi-attack, where she can use her Staff of Silvery Moon, which appears to do 2d6 plus 5 bludgeoning damage plus something d6 radiant damage. Again, it's kind of hard to make some of these numbers out. I can't exactly tell what this one says, but it looks like Reproning Ray. It's a ranged staff attack. Looks like out to 120 feet, and the target will take 9d12 plus 7 force damage, and they must make a DC 27 charisma saving throw. On a failed save, they are incapacitated. The next action looks like it's called Argent Blaze and replaces her bonus action of Silver Fire, but she can summon a 60-foot cone of Silver Fire. Each creature must make a DC 22 dex save, otherwise they take radiant damage, and it appears that Illustrial might heal for a portion of that damage. She has spell casting. It reads, Illustrial casts one of the following spells using intelligence as the spell casting skill: Dancing Lights, Detect Magic, Mage Armor, something I can't make out, Mage Hands, and another one that I really can't make out, Detect Thoughts, Dispel Magic, Tongues, something, Teleport, and Time Stop. For a bonus action, she can use Silver Fire, and this is super tough to make out. I can tell that it lasts for 1 hour and that alignment has something to do with it, but beyond that, it's a little too pixelated for me to really even understand. She has a reaction called Shining Counterspell. Again, this one is quite pixelated, but I can make out some of the words here, and it looks like there's a type of check that is made, and the spell, if the spell fails, it looks like maybe 2d10 radiant damage is dealt to the person that attempted to cast that initial spell. Keep in mind that much, if not all, of what I deciphered could be completely wrong. While these product shots are out there, who knows if they're going to be tweaked or blurred before the final, or changed rather, before the final publication, though I do feel pretty confident that they're what we will ultimately get. I also admit that I may not have translated some of the words accurately. A lot of these were very pixelated and blurred. Guys, I'll be honest, this made my eyes hurt. Now, I've got a slight headache coming on as a result, but it was a fun challenge to attempt to decipher. And again, I also can't promise that Beadle and Grimm won't blur out the images I found, so check them out while you can. It's on their website. And if you can decipher anything that I've not been able to, hit up our Discord. I'll leave a link down in the description, and let us know what you think the words are, or even feel free to drop a comment below down in the comments section with what you think the words might be. Until next our paths cross, may you may you not feel yourself pixelating.